What's going on, everybody? It is Juan from Raven Drone Solutions. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about a time that I did, two times that I did disaster relief efforts after Hurricane Ian and what was the other one? I can't remember the other one. Hurricane Nicole, I'm sorry, that struck Florida in late 2022. So I'm going to talk to you about how I got involved with that and what happened, and hopefully it inspires somebody to do the same. All right, without further ado, let's get right to it. So, as with many things, for legal reasons, I cannot disclose the company I was contracting with, nor the end customer. Basically, the company that hired us to do the jobs that, the company that hired the company that hired us to do the jobs. You get the idea. Can't do it. I got a non-disclosure agreement. I wish I could say who it was, but unfortunately I can't. So how it started out was that after Hurricane Ian struck, or actually right before that, there's a lot of pilots that were saying, "Hey, look, I want to volunteer for disaster relief efforts. I want to see, who I can contact, whatever the case might be." And I was curious about it, but I didn't really take it that seriously. But I decided, you know what? Let me just ask. So I asked one person, and he actually responded, and he said, "Look, contact this guy, contact this person," and I contacted this lady who owns a company that put me in touch with the company that I was contracting with, and it was crazy because this lady had some high level contacts, and we spoke a little bit, and she basically said, "All right, no, awesome. Let's let me put you in touch with this guy." And yeah, that's basically how it started. It was just one Facebook message that turned into something quite awesome. And I'm still working with this company. Now with this company, I made some calls, and not even a day later. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I contacted them in the morning, and by that afternoon, they said, "Okay, here's a list of the stuff you need. This is where I need you to go." And within 24 hours, I was downrange, as we like to say in the military. I drove to a certain area, which I'm not going to disclose, and yeah, I basically packed up all my stuff, packed up my gear, and left. And it was crazy because it was within not even 24 hours that I contacted somebody on Facebook, and I was already downrange, getting ready to assist in hurricane relief efforts. Now for this mission, basically I needed to pack my drone. I actually packed a few drones just in case. Packed up some safety equipment, steel-toe boots, helmet, reflective vest, MREs. Yes, I bought some MREs, and yeah, everything else. The portable charger, water, sanitation, stuff like that. And yeah, it was very, very quick. They gave me the list, and I said, "All right, cool. I got pretty much everything. I just got to get a few things, and then that's it. I was out." Now, one thing to note is that when you're doing these kind of missions, like disaster relief, living conditions can vary greatly, and sometimes you got to be ready to live in pretty austere conditions. Now, I'm not going to say that's what happened to me. Actually, I got quite lucky. But, I was ready to sleep in my car in the worst of cases. I got a truck. Not the most comfortable thing to sleep in, but I figured, you know what? If that's the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be. So, I actually was sleeping in an abandoned office for the duration with practically no running water, no electricity, but hey, it is what it is. I actually really didn't complain much. One of the many things that I can say that I loved about doing hurricane relief, and that was twice, was the fact that the work, while it was easy and unfortunately it was quite sporadic, A lot of times we'd go for a good while with not hearing anything. I mean, I'm talking, we were basically on standby pretty much the entire time. But it gave me a sense of purpose, and knowing that what I was doing was actually helping a greater good. A lot of the data that we captured was beneficial to FEMA, and they were able to make decisions based on the information that we gathered. So definitely for me, that was a very nice thing to do. It was something that really gave me that sense of purpose, like, okay, I'm doing something, not just for myself, not just because I was making good money, is because I was actually doing something that was beneficial, and that, when people saw us there, they were actually quite thankful. They're like, oh wow, this is what you guys are doing? Thank you for what you're doing. We really appreciate it. And for me, I left my comfortable living, sleeping next to my wife and eating hot food and all that other stuff, and I said, look, I'm gonna go downrange. I'm gonna get some stuff done. And honestly, it was awesome. And the other thing is that it kind of felt like I was back in the Marines again. I felt like I was back doing something like that, and quite frankly, it was fun. I almost felt like I was at home, weirdly enough. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Another thing that I loved about doing hurricane relief efforts is that I made some great contacts, and I put my name out there, and my company name more specifically. I've obviously, some things take a while, but I've had people tell me, hey, listen, we really like what you did. We saw that you're reliable. Would you be willing to do more missions? And I said, of course I am. Without a doubt. So definitely put me on the radar for many people. And obviously, one of those is the company that I'm currently contracting with. Another one, actually, the lady that put me in touch with this company, she told me, look, I want you to do more missions for us. I would love it if you can contribute to us. So I said, absolutely, let's do it. Obviously right now not much has happened, because sometimes these things just, they don't really, they're not always 100%, but the fact that this lady, has me on the radar, and even one guy that works for her told me that she actually said a lot of good things about me, and she really wants to send me out there and to do some stuff for her. It really meant a lot, and it was quite touching. So, definitely, this really was very beneficial for me, and I really loved the opportunity. Now, one of the best things about doing hurricane relief efforts, and really, disaster relief or any of that kind of stuff, is that the amount of money that I made in just a few days was quite good. I'm not going to say exactly how much I made, but it was a lot. It was pretty good. It wasn't something that would happen often, but definitely it was enough that I was able to actually pay off some debts that I had with my company, actually, and be able to at least live off of for a little bit. And it was nice because it was a lot of money in such a short amount of time, and it was legal. While it was not a reliable source of income, though, because like I said, this kind of stuff just happens if a disaster hits, and obviously it's not something we would wish, but we understand that. Look, it's just the nature, it's just the way things are, and unfortunately, it happens quite often. So, wherever there's a disaster, a lot of times there's money to be made. Not the way I like to look at it, but it's just reality. And even though it's not a good source of income in the long term, unless if you just keep going into one disaster zone after the other, it was a great experience. And overall, it was something that was very positive, and I really enjoyed it. And as I said, it gave me a sense of purpose, and it was great. So definitely, while it was not a reliable source of income, it was good for the time being. Now the last thing is that even though it had many dangers, and believe me, there were many dangers and many uncertainties, because you may get called up and you may try to go, but you may not be able to even get there because there's so much flooding or it's too dangerous, whatever the case might be. I wouldn't hesitate to do it all over again. To me, I'm a person that I like being downrange. I like doing stuff. I like feeling like I'm contributing to something. So yeah, if something were to happen, I would not hesitate to do it all over again, because to me, it's what I love doing. I like being where the action is. Definitely if there's a way that I can contribute to other disaster zones, whether it's earthquakes or whatever, I would be more than happy to go and give my services, and especially if it's something that's going to be beneficial for the greater good and it helps people. So definitely something I would love to do. Alright guys, so that is it for today. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Hit me one of these and subscribe down below. If anybody's had any similar experience, please comment and let us know your experience and what you think. Just chime into the conversation and let other people know how they can sign up for these kind of things. Hopefully something that can help me out as well. Alright guys, anyway, that is it for today. See you next time.